Why, hello there. Am I live? Am I live? I don't know if I'm live or not. I'm going to go ahead and pretend like I am live. If I'm not, fuck it. Oh, welcome to AVP, American Voice Podcast, number 11. My name is Ken Woodward. You may know me from previous podcasts as Ken Woodward. Anyways, let's get this shit rolling with some music. Why don't we?
When you have a certain person who is stuck in your head, and you'll never forget all the stuff that they said, and you think you will recover from the damage they did, and it never gets better for as long as you live, and there's nothing you can do, not even running away, cause it won't ever change. It's to find a subject, and you'll still have that certain person who is stuck in your head. You'll be running in a circle till the day you are dead. All those little memories, you wanna let her go. All that endless string of days, you wish you could let it go. But you had a certain person who was stuck in your head, and you'll never forget all the shit they said. And you think you won't recover from the damage they did, and it never gets better for as long as you live. And there's nothing you can do, not even running away, cause it won't ever change. It's so minus you get, and you'll still have that certain person who is stuck in your head. You'll be running in a circle till the day you are dead. Oh, you wanna let it go. You wish you could let it go. Oh, you wish you could be free. You wish you could let it go. But you can't. But if you have a certain person who is stuck in your head, you don't have to surrender, you don't have to give in. You can fight against the loneliness and pain and regret, and you can keep on fighting till the day you are dead. And now you live a lot of stuff you probably never forget. All the madness and the passion and the blood and the sweat. But the world that we are is the only one that we get. So if you have a certain person who is stuck in your head, kick them out, kick them out. Tell them all to shut their mouths. Kick them out, kick them out. It's your life, so love yourself. Kick them out, kick them out.
Ugh. Kick him out. Kick him out. Kick him out. Okay. Last podcast I did, I kind of got out posting on my Facebook group pages, and then guess what happened? Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Facebook. Excuse me. I got Facebooked by Facebook. I basically got told by Facebook I cannot post now until December 10th. So this show is going to be a little dated because it's the 5th just now. And it's going to take me 5 days before I can start posting again until they kick me off again, I fucking guess. How I got kicked off of the posting for Facebook, all I did was copy and paste it. I mean, that's the way I go. I have this podcast. I want to get it out there. And Spreaker's good, but I mean, I don't have the money to advertise for my Spreaker podcast. But I have these 250 fucking Facebook group pages that, I'm like, hey, let's post to them, and that's how the word will get out. Share, post, like, whatever the fuck. But, shit. About halfway through posting my 250 Facebook pages, I got booted out for posting. And most times I just have to go for all this crap where you get, after a while you stop copying and pasting. You know, you've been copying and pasting for a while. Match these 3 pictures to what the fuck, and then, maybe match these letters up to what the fuck. But no, this time, boop, you're fucking out. I don't know if Zuckerberg's a Republican. He's rich, so it's a good chance he is. But I'm not going to let that stop me anyway. This whole podcast is about the American voice, and so the voice must go on, even when I'm not even sure anybody can hear it. Fuck that shit. I don't care. If that's the biggest concern I have, is being heard, and then I'm defeating the very purpose of my podcast, American Voice Podcast, which now will become American Voice Podcast in affirmation of the movement American Voice Now. American Voice Now is a movement that I will sponsor as American Voice Podcast. The movement is very simple and does not require any kind of disacknowledgement of what you may already be trying to do. It's an acknowledgement. If anything, it's an acknowledgement of what you're trying to do. It's putting groups together. We need to get these groups together. We have a whole shitload of groups out there, all of them wanting to get a movement started. It's a great, and I'm not going to sit there and lambaste you for doing that. That would be stupid. But we need to get organized. Bernie has even said the only way this will work is if we get organized and put aside our petty differences, if we have those, and get organized. So that's what this is about here, right here. This podcast is basically, I've given it up to the people, and nobody wants to talk, so fuck it, I'll talk. I can talk forever. I got no problem with this. And I've kind of stewed away a lot of feelings about what I've watched for the last week and a half or so, and not been able to do anything about it because, like I said, I could do a podcast. I could have done a podcast a week ago, wanted to do a podcast a week ago, but I couldn't post it until December 10th. So, I waited and waited, and I bided my time, and now it's fucking, it's in. Show's on. On my girlfriend's computer, if you hear a little buzzing sound in the background, it's because it's an old Apple Core, not Apple Core, but Apple, the core is Apple processing, and it's probably about maybe I'll give it credit, maybe 2003 technology, and so it's got a little buzzing noise. You hear it, that's just how it's going to be. I can't even trust my own desktop right now. My actual desktop where I've done most of my podcasts, I can't trust. I have been attacked, folks. I've actually been kind of cyber attacked. I had programs that I did on Spreaker Live before so many times. We've done it like 4 or 5 times, me and Frank. We got on just a week and a half ago or so, and wouldn't work. The whole system failed me. The system I'm using right now, failed me. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, that I can bypass that by kind of keeping a low profile, I guess. And that is doing a podcast without Frank on my Skype, not using Skype, and just doing one on my own. So that was the intention of this podcast, was to do one on my own. I have some music lined up. I have some great little liners that I'm going to do. But so far, I can say one thing about the last podcast we did. It was a total catastrophe. It was a catastrophe. I mean, really, it was.
The war is a total disaster. It's a catastrophe, nothing less.
Yeah, it was kind of like a war. It was kind of like a war. We were trying so hard to put out a podcast. We had a guest, and we were going to do a podcast, and we couldn't fucking do it. I can't explain why, because I'm very computer literate. I'm not gonna brag, but I am computer literate, and even I cannot tell you why it didn't work. Excuse me. Hopefully this one does. So, stewing. That's what I was at, stewing. Yes, I've been stewing. Watching these last, it's December 5th, so you can take yourself back in a time machine to about 2 weeks ago, when everything started to go to shit, with the transition team, Downs transition team, Steve Bonner being now put in as a chief strategist to a transition team, and Petrus being the chief staff, neither of whom have had any prior experience in politics. As a matter of fact, if you look down the line at every pick so far that Donnelly has made, that seems to be the thing that would probably put you the fucking out of the picture. If you've had experience in politics, you need not apply. In a way, that's draining the swamp. As he said, he's going to drain the swamp. And so, in a way, he is making kind of fulfilling one of his campaign promises. But in a way, not. Many of the people you're seeing being, by the way, they're not. By the way, except for probably Bonner and Petrus, they probably are. The rest of them have to be actually approved by Congress and a vote in Congress, and it's going to be some major fucking disputes with some of these characters. Mattis alone, Department of Defense Secretary, is already breaking some stringent groundwork that's been laid before for several administrations, that you have to be out of service action for at least 7 years, and it's going to take a special proclamation by the government, the Congress, to approve him. Anyways, just to get on the track of how many members of his staff I approve of so far, that's probably an easy number. 0. And let's get this out of the way. I think that me and Frank even mentioned this a while back ago, and I'm not calling this smart or intelligent for doing this, but yes, he seems to be going back on the campaign trail. Yeah, he won the election, by the way, in his words, by a landslide, which is what happens when you lose the popular vote by 2.5 million votes. It's a landslide. So, he's Fox News on steroids. He really is. He's Fox News on steroids. We don't need facts. We just need to be able to yell louder than the other guys, and then what we say becomes fact. It's kind of like, welcome to the boardroom, assholes.
What is a boardroom asshole? One that makes decisions affecting innocent citizens' quality of living. The politicking, me off time for bitching. I got no pots of pissing, but who's listening? They're busy in their wars for oil.
How come it's not their lineage dying in the turmoil as long as loyal stockholders invest? They stage panic while the planet remains helpless. It's selfishness, like selling a near extinct fish. Cause if the rich don't bitch, the poor get poached. The man who chooses what you see on the news is from a boardroom that promotes doom, even if it's truthless. As long as proof is in product consumption, the masses remain clueless and dependent on nothing. False hope, the butt of a corporate joke. I might as well be roping my own neck to choke. Cause it ain't about one man's wealth. It ain't a mystery that history repeats itself. What else? When you die, you can't take it with you. So share that money or get the slit that I shit through. Asshole. When in reality, 15 of the 19 hijackers from Saudi Arabia, yet we're sucking their dicks. Boardroom assholes. This shit is bigger than slave camp. Boardroom assholes.
12 men in a room, making your decisions, average age 63. They don't know how you living, they got maids, butlers, whores, pool boys, and livings. While we working 9 to 5, barely scraping enough to live with. In our pockets telling us what we need. They sell us bullshit products just to fuel the greed. They got the MBAs, the doctoral degrees. I'm up to my ass in student loans and fees. They ruin the Gulf with their poisonous sludge. Put out an ad campaign, they say they're sorry and such. We buy their lies and forget our grudge. They make another billion, now who gives a fuck? This shit ain't over, no, it's just beginning. They feed the war machine, they bribe the politicians. Control the flow by sending troops on a mission. Speculator lost and they still making millions. And when the people stand up and say, wait a fucking minute, why we still are poor, why you bribing the Senate? You say we lazy and slobs, and we raise our voice against it, assholes? Need to get with it, assholes.
Spending their health, gaining their wealth.
What?
And spending their wealth to try to regain the health. Boardroom asshole. It's an accurate depiction of trying to make a living in a corrupt system. Out of sight, out of mind is their logic, as long as their products dominate your pockets. What if their factory produces toxins? They'll help elect a man that'll protect their profits. It's just a whack equation. How does corporate tax evasion equal tax to layman? To be complacent with the skirts you're chasing, the skies you're scraping, the earth you're raping. Barely human, Cro-Magnon, gag ball, product placement. Masons building megalomarts to start slave camp. I mind you being successful if at the expense of my health you're on a pedestal. Careful, assholes hiding in the shadows, smell like cigar tobacco, running mouths like deranged jackals. My tattletale has been discontinued. Sorry, your favorite food's no longer on the menu. Who's the guy who set up snipers on the grassy knoll? Another boardroom asshole.
Asshole. My Nikes, they cost like $1.50 to make.
Boardroom assholes.
They cost $180 to buy.
Asshole. Motherfucking boardroom asshole. This ain't a conspiracy theory. Come nod your head if you hear me.
You say you're down with Main Street? You're only down with Wall Street.
We need to be in the business of war, because if we don't practice war, then how are we going to be good at it?
Asshole.
So we got Vietnam Part 2.
Boardroom assholes.
But you know, don't worry about it, because when we're up in there, we're going to get a lot of oil, so that way your gas isn't $4 a gallon.
Yeah, Mitt, we're all jealous of your cannibalistic capitalism. Buying companies, ruining lives, taking billions. Yeah.
Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Where does that place God? 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 Where does that place God?
I always wondered what happened to you.
Well, I fulfilled a lot of people's predictions about me. I've become a real scumbag.
Yeah, good for you, Danny. You know, a lot of people go their whole lives without ever realizing what they want to be.
Anyways, so going over what I've missed. Well, the carrier deal. I didn't have a chance to comment on that. Good old Donnie. He's out there for all of us. He knows all, sees all, and is all. and knows how to stop these companies from moving their products and their actual businesses overseas by I want to tax your ass off. I'm going to tax you so tough that you won't want to move. That's his solution. I can't wait to see it in progress. I can't wait to see it in action. It's going to be a fantastic, fantastic time. All these companies coming back to America, because now if they try to move their products across the international lines back to America, it's going to cost them like a 35% tariff. Holy fuck, yeah, it's going to stop the whole process. Everything. You're going to see all these companies that left us come back to America. It's going to be amazing. And also, it's not going to happen. The reason it's not going to happen is because Donnie, not even inaugurated yet, has set a precedent. A precedent that fucked everything up. And he just did it as a businessman. It's the way he knows how to operate. He doesn't know how to operate as a politician, but he does know how to operate as a businessman. And what he doesn't understand is that everything he does comes to light. You can't hide shit now, Donnie. You can't do behind the door deals. You can't get away with shit as a president like you could as a businessman. Because I'm certain there were times when Mr. Trump got behind the closed doors and said, we're gonna have to let this business go to shit so we can file bankruptcy. That's the only way out. Otherwise, it's just going to be a hanging chad on my record, and we can't have that. So we have to let this business die, and he can do that behind closed doors, knowing that hundreds and hundreds of people were going to lose their jobs because of this deal. He let it go and said, I'm going to ink my name off the property so that you can properly claim bankruptcy, and I will gain from that through you. And that's how his business deals, most of his real estate business deals actually came to be. He is not a successful businessman because he's left businesses out to dry for businesses that work. It's a very simple plan. And if you have the money, which he has because of his dad, to do it, I think anybody can succeed in business of real estate with Donnie's plan. The plan being, if the business is a success, stay with it and gain profits. If it's a failure, sign it off to somebody else's name and let them file bankruptcy, and you can just say fuck it to the banks that loan you the money. This is basically what he did. Yeah. Now he's in charge of the entire free world. Look out. Fuck, look out. Anyway, but I tried the first week and a half of the post-mortem of the Democratic Party to believe that Donald Trump would find some way to behave in a way that could actually be successful. And he began to actually do that in a way. He kind of backed up a lot of things that were fucking crazy. He backed up deporting all illegal immigrants to deporting the ones that were here illegally and criminal. He backed up from jailing Hillary to I don't really want to deal with that. I'm just not, I can't deal with that. Backed off building a big old fucking wall and making Mexico pay for it, so we're going to build a wall, and some parts of it's going to be fence because we can't build a wall all the way around. We don't need to, I guess. Whatever that means. When I build a wall, it's a wall. When Donald builds a wall now, obviously it's just a wall where it needs to be a wall. But I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to explain that to you later in the podcast. I am actually going to build a wall. Donald's going to try to build a wall. But with your help, I'm going to actually build a wall. and I'll explain that to you later. The thing about all these policies he put it, he so explained away in a way that was, kind of given factual. Not all the things that Donald says is factual. That's definitely something we can all agree on. But if you've read his book, The Art of the Deal, and I haven't, but I've heard a lot about it, and I've got the premise of it, and I've actually got the movie that was based on it. I'm going to watch one of these days when I'm really bored of shit. The Art of the Deal, from what I can take from it, is you ask for this ridiculous ground, and by the time you reach compromise with your opponent, you've gotten basically everything you wanted, because you started the stance on such a ridiculous side. So in other words, if I'm dealing with a corporation and I want to merge with them, I say, I'll merge with you if you give me 70% of your profits. Which then the company would say, well, yeah, fuck right, we're not going to give you 70% of our profits. What, do you think we're stupid? And in the end, they compromise and give you like 40% of their profits, when all along the only thing you really needed was like about 20 to 30% of the profits, and you get what you want by being indulging in the practice of overshooting your desires to the point where your opponent thinks when they compromise that they've actually gained victory when actually you gain what you want. That makes sense. That is the art of the deal, in which basically Donald Trump ran his entire campaign on, as I'm told, is the art of the deal. Waterboarding, great example, waterboarding. And Donald ran his campaign to the masses of people who believed that we were being too light on terrorists and not getting the information we needed on waterboarding, a big time thing. Waterboarding is a really bad thing.
Liam and me, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the opinion of the American people was that waterboarding is a bad thing. Even people people who were being waterboarded were bad people. It was a bad thing. Civil rights and all that crap, which some of the parts of our country have been battling for quite some time, and that's no storyline to go into there. And again, I'm not going to backtrack here, folks. Could easily have backtracked right there. I'm not going to backtrack. The election's over. I know Jill Stein's asking for recounts, and again, I praise Donald Trump very little. But I will tell you one thing: he's giving all of us an amazing civic lesson to how fucked up our government is right now. And I'll just go on record as saying this. Jill Stein called for recount in 3 states. 3 states probably had a total difference between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Total difference, roughly less than 100,000 votes. And when you look at a vote total of over 130 million, 100,000 votes is barely a percentage point. And actually, as it stands right now in popular vote, Hillary has climbed up to 48 something percent, and Donald's at 46 something percent. And if you look at that, it's like, if you're a foreign country, you look at us and say, I don't get it. Why is he president? Well, there's a long discussion to make there. Slave owners and parts of our history we prefer not to go over again. Evolve. just put it this way. If you ask Donald, he won by a landslide.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Oh yeah, another fantastic thing I had to slide a week and a half ago or so. Or actually, this less than a week ago. This is this recent landslide, divine landslide. I used to think I knew what landslide meant, but now Donald has told me I'm fucking wrong. Landslide is kind of dependent upon what you think it is as the winner. Loser can tell you right away what a landslide is. Well, I got fucked my ass kicked. But a winner can tell you what a landslide is by I won. I'm here. It must have been a landslide. We're going to have a new phonics book, folks. It's going to be called Hooked on Donald Phonics. It's a total different English language. Everything is like Donald Phonics is like Klingon to Captain Kirk as Spock is to Romulan. Anyways, I don't want to dwell on the election, and I also don't want to dwell on what's happening now, because it's kind of like MTV's Cribs. I'm looking at people who like give a fuck less about talking about how good it's going to be for them, and I'm just thinking my middle finger needs a place to go, and it's up. So, you know, and just one last spurt of post-election bullshit blues was the Ohio speech by Donald to his crowd. Here is a man who won the election and has to feel the need to have the people still rah-rah, cheer as he stands on the podium and talks about making America great again. And in a nutshell, he provides all the information you actually need to realize what you're going to be seeing for the next 4 years. He is a bona fide fucking jerk.
Well, okay, you guys aren't privy to all the new shit, so, but hey, that's what you pay me for.
Yeah, he's a complete asshole. I can tell you that I didn't like George Bush, George W. or George Sr. I wasn't a big fan of Bill Clinton, actually. I thought he was just a fucking Teflon proof. I mean, Bill Clinton could do no wrong, and he did so much fucking wrong before he got elected. It was like, well, after, you elected him now, so fuck, whatever he does, hey, gets a blowjob in the White House. Hell, you should have expected that. Look at his fucking record before you voted for him, you fucking assholes. Anyways, but I mean, Donald Trump exemplified what is completely the opposite of being dignified as an elected official when he went after a Fox or MS would never go after Fox correspondent. I'm fucking crazy. I went after a MSNBC correspondent. Don't remember her name, but I do remember actually watching the coverage when it happened, and said she cried, and he did a little tear thing, with the hands, tears coming out. She cried when I was elected president. Well, actually, She cried because she had spoken with someone who has a son overseas and now is concerned that he may be put in harm's way. And she cried when hearing that mother's concern. Not, Donald, because you were elected president, but because now she is not sure what will happen. Which is kind of ill-forgotten because either way it was going to be. Hillary Clinton was just as much a war hawk as Donald. The difference being at least Hillary Clinton knew what the fuck she was doing, where Donald has to have other people tell him what he's doing. So yeah, that's a bad situation. But again, I just want to put all this shit behind me. We're moving forward. 40 minutes is enough. 40 minutes is enough time, I think, to dwell on the past. If you want to dwell on the past, I'm going to protest still in the streets. He's not my president and all that shit. That's fine. Good luck with that. If you think the Electoral College is going to do what its job was actually predicted to be over 200 years ago and going against the will of people because they've elected an insane person, might have some points there. And I had this huge spiel I was going to go through about how the only chance we have of Donald not being president was we would prove he was nuts. And there was all these things he said and all these things he's done and all this shit that I was going to go down the line with and say, would a sane person do this? And I had a great spiel and it was going to be fantastic. And then I realized that what's the use? Accepting the fact that he's going to be president might be the only way we can advance the cause. When you don't accept the fact that he's going to be president, you delay the cause. You give yourself options to believe something's going to happen. A surreal thing's going to happen that's going to change events that aren't going to change. And you put off things that you should start right now. And from day one, November 8th, you should have put in your mind a beginning mindset of how to go about things from here on in. And I gave you that mindset in the post-election AVP 10. Get involved. Get involved not only at the federal level, but the local, state level. Most importantly, local, state level. You have to get involved in politics now more than ever. You can't stand on the sidelines. And if you were standing on the sidelines, you definitely can't stand on the sidelines. You've got to change the course of history from the very bottoms of the government levels. Otherwise, there's no chance. It's all screwed. We're all screwed. You know what? I think it's time that we get a movement going. And that's what this is. And we're not trying to become the movement. Fuck. Don't put that ball on my ass. Don't you dare roll that ball. Yes, get the ball rolling here. I didn't do a good job of taking care of what's happened over the last week and a half of what President-elect Donald has begun. Probably sound about as organized as his transition team. This is our transition team, though. We're going to talk about now. This is our game now. The enemy is clear. And you can spot the enemy quite easily. They're confused and certain of success and have no clue what that means. So the enemy is very clear. I'm not going to call them dumb for voting for Donald because they want to change. And if you're hurting, your pocketbook is hurting, and you have no hope for bettering your life, you vote for change, and that's what they did. I lay the blame completely on the DNC. I do. As an independent, I'm not feeling guilty about that because I have no say in the party, but to say they fucked up. They nominated the wrong person. If there's a single soul on the face of this planet that can give me a model that shows Bernie Sanders losing to Donald Trump in a general election, please step forward. Please step forward. I'd love to hear you. Tell me how Donald beats Bernie Sanders in a general election.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Yeah, I'm serious here. It doesn't happen. The DNC fucked you people. So all of you liberal progressives, all of you independents, and all of you and I need to press that word, non-liberal elites, should be plenty fucking pissed. You got fucked over. I mean, it's almost like we were Arnold the Pig, and Donald Trump is. Guess who? Donald Trump is.
3 acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. Just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you. Give me Park Avenue.
The George.
The Strokes.
Fresh air.
Trump Tower.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, city life. Green Acres, we are there.
And if you think that Donald knows anything about the Midwesterners' plight, well, good luck with that. He doesn't. He doesn't know anything about. He doesn't know. He doesn't know why the KKK even endorsed him. He hasn't figured that out yet. He hasn't got a clue. He's in the White House right now trying to figure out how he got there, which will take long enough time as it is. How we get him out, that's what we have to focus on. When you lose a general election, the more time you spend on trying to figure out how you lost and trying to figure out what the fuck happened is lost time. I appreciate the people talking about how this is the way we have to game plan. We have to figure out where we went wrong. If you don't know where the fuck you went wrong, you're a complete moron. You went wrong by letting the very people I've been talking about for 2.5 fucking years. 2.5 fucking years I have been sitting here doing podcasts under either the PLP Party or the American Workers' Party or National American People's Party or the fucking goddamn fucking American Boys Party. And what have I been saying? If you've been listening to me this whole time, and I'm not patting myself on the back for this, motherfuckers. I don't want to pat myself on the back on this. But I've been telling you people this shit for over 2.5 years. The people who have been neglected this country, the people who have been left behind in this country, are the American, fucking hard-working American people. Simple shit. Ain't rocket science, dickheads. As the rich got richer and the poor got poorer and the income gap got wider, the people that were most bearing the brunt of the burden of the shit, the people working their butts off for this country 40 hours a week and coming home to find out they couldn't meet their bills or put food on the table, and they actually had to make choices of either putting food on the table or not meeting their bills. It's kind of like this balloon, and eventually it's going to pop. But you know what? It hasn't. The bubble's still there. The balloon can't pop till the bubble is popped. The bubble that the entire world lives under because of the media controlled by people who own all this shit keep trying to keep you shut out from the information you need to make conscious decisions for yourself and for the future of this country is shut you out. And the bubble keeps that balloon growing but never going to pop. And if you all thought, and all you idiots who voted for Donald Trump because of change, we want anti-establishment, we need to get out of the establishment has let us down, and we're going to take a pin and we're going to pop that fucking balloon, you didn't do it. You dropped the ball. Well, actually, you kept your eye off the ball. The Democratic Party is so disorganized, and in a way, it's the liberal thinking that keeps it down. By definition, a liberal party, it can be disorganized in a way because it's trying so hard to satisfy every single fucking group that it wants to help. If we had had a Donald Trump on our side as American workers, oh fuck, then we would have had somebody to vote for. Oh shit, yes we would. But what we get, Hillary fucking Clinton. Learning from mistakes is the most important thing a person can probably do. It's the basis for an entire civilization, if you think about it, learning from mistakes. Because we had to figure out what was bad. Fire's bad. Can't touch fire or you die. If it's lightning outside, not a good idea to go out there and greet it. You're my God! Well, I guess I'm dead. So, fuck. Learning from mistakes is one of the basic civilization tools that has been available for a long fucking time. So the mistake we've made this particular election cycle may well be the best lesson of all time civically. Again, yeah, I'm dwelling on the election. I'm making a movement statement. Believe me or not, I'm going to make a movement statement here, but you got to bear with me because there's a lot of civics involved, a lot of things going on that render it important for me to kind of backtrack occasionally. But moving forward, like I said, is where do we do? What do we do, Ken? What do we do, Ken? I'm at a loss. I'm watching all these rednecks running around thinking the world's going to get better now. They've done their civic duty. They've kicked out the establishment. From now on, it's just going to rain fucking money. Well, they're not acting that stupidly, but they're thinking that everything's going to get better now. We've kicked out the people who spent the last 8 years making our economy better, making our world stand, our point, our position in the world better, and have actually done things that have helped hundreds of thousands of people. Sometimes I just feel like Charlton Heston, and I just want to walk up to Donald Trump and say, as he sits there and says, "I'm going to help you, sir. Take your damn stinking hands off me, you dirty fucking ape." And we have to get past that, because we can't stoop to the level of Donald Trump. Can't do it. Won't work. 8 movies showed that in Planet I guess. It doesn't work to stoop to the level of the government that oppresses you. Never will. Never will. So we begin at the state and local levels. We change positions there, and we have to move forward from there to the federal congressional levels. And you sitting there saying, well, okay, so eventually we're going to have the president we want in, what, 50 years? No. But if we go down the path of trying to get radical change, yeah, probably. You know, it's civic lesson 101. Bernie actually gave us the map to get through this shit. He actually did. Numbers. You want to change your government, you have to have numbers. And not just silent numbers, you have to have loud fucking numbers. And that's what this movement's about, numbers. And the only way we can get numbers is to actually mold together under an umbrella. I said that every time I said that. You know, it's fantastic. You have a group of people, and you form a little group, and you have your little name, and you have a little president, and you have your little whatever. You have a little website, you have your little podcast, you have your little shit. We're going to change the world. We're going to change this. We're going to stop all this shit. We've got our plan in place. And then, you know, behind you, somebody else has got the same idea and a different plan, but maybe the same type of plan. And you got somebody else in the group that says, yes, we're going to change this. We're going to mold together. We're going to talk. We're going to chat. We're going to sit there and we're going to chat our asses off for like 6 to 10 hours a day. We got all this stuff. We're going to show all this information. We're going to expose Donald, and we're going to expose all this shit. And you have another group that says, well, we have our own idea. We're going to change the world. We have this great group of people together. We're all united, and we all have our own Facebook pages and groups and all that shit. And oh, fuck. Divided we fall, united we stand. Who said that? I don't know, but it's a freaking person. Divided we fall, united we stand. The biggest problem being united is that you have to have, you feel you have to have, because of the way we've been brought up in this country, you have to have this one group, one leader, one idea. Here we go. Not necessarily. Actually, it's probably the way of failure, because either you agree with us or you don't, and you're out. So how do you make a movement happen when you have so many people wanting movements that they're making too many movements? It's like a bowel situation. You can't have a nursing home with that many bowel movements and expect shit to happen. Well, you actually can. That's a bad analogy. But anyway, what you do, I hope, is you leave at some point your ego at a door. Ego check time, folks. That's how this works. It's ego check time. If you're listening to this podcast and you're saying, yeah, he's against the Republicans and he's against the conservatives, and he really has some good ideas, which I will lay out, by the way, over the course of the next 4 or 5 months. I've got plenty of time to do that, by the way, because we know what plans are going to be laid out during that time. Not good. And you say, well, he's got a good idea. We need to get behind him. But we also have this other group that's got some good ideas. We need to get behind them. Or that group's thinking, we have another group we want you to follow, and we should get behind them. And next thing, you're like a little mouse going from corner to corner to corner to corner to corner to corner. What you're doing is just making tracks. You're not sowing a field, you're laying tracks. You're not forming anything, you're just making tracks. So how do you actually lay groundwork? How do you actually have a movement that is similar to the movements that formed the very Democratic Party now, that we hail to be our most closest resemblance of what we want? The movements that actually began this revolution that became this country in the first place, the movements in England when the people said, fuck the Queen, we don't like this shit, we're not going to be taxed without representation. The movements that said, this is the wrong, slavery is wrong, we need to get rid of it and boot it out of this country, we need to fight against those who endorse it. The movements that started civil liberties, the movements that changed the entire course of revolutions inside of countries like Germany and France and China. The movements that began things. Because you can have a lot of rumblings, but a movement makes things happen. A movement is what? A group of people interchanged together, grouped together with a single cause. And we all have that happening now, I'm sure. For every podcast, every podcast I put out there is 100, probably 10,000 podcasts. The people say the same thing, and they're all trying to do the same thing. Join me, and we'll set this shit right. Problem is, I'll join you, but I got somebody else saying I should join them. And I think I'm just going to make my own group and you can join me. This isn't a book club, you motherfuckers. This isn't a music club. You don't, buy 6 CDs and get the 7th, 8th, 9th, 3. It's fucking movement. So here's how it should work. And this is the way I'm hoping to endorse it to work. And I don't want to be a leader of any fucking thing. Fucking Jesus Christ, don't give me a break. I work 40 hours a week. I've got fucking things, responsibilities. I don't have time to be a leader of a fucking movement. And you don't either. But if we all agree time is now for a movement, here's what we can do. Because we have this amazing thing called Facebook, blogs, Twitter, whatever it's called. What is it called? Twitter? Sorry, I'm not Donnie. I don't know what Twitter is. I don't use that much. We have the internet. And if we all have a common goal, and if we put our egos aside, we can reach that common goal by just forming together. Molecules are shit by themselves. Mass is shit if not without molecules. When molecules group together, a mass occurs. A bigger mass can occur with each molecule, and all of a sudden the mass can become huge. It can become a creature. It can become a human being, and it can become a human being with a fucking voice, and that voice out of that fucking mouth can scream. This is wrong, and how I believe this should be is this. Voice to that molecules, to that mouth. Umbrella. I use umbrella, I use satellite a little bit sometimes. It's really the same concept. We take all of the groups that are pissed off, all the groups that have their own ideas of how things should go, and we get them all under one umbrella. No leader, very important. No group above another group. A mass of groups, a mass of molecules, believing that this is the way things should be, and from there a mouth forms, and from there a voice goes forth. And that voice can be very unique, and it can have a lot of conversations about what it should say. And no group should have any more advantage over another group for either how long they've been there or how many people they have. It should just be us getting, first of all, the first step. The first step is getting a group of people together who say, this is fucking wrong. Fucking wrong. The American worker should have a say. The American immigrant should have a say. Transvestite, gay, should have a say. Whether you be rich or poor, you should have a say. Would I come out and play?
I think I'm quiet.
I'm talking about drawing a line in the sand, dude. Across this line, you do not. Also, dude.
Yeah, let's get this shit going. So how do we do this? We got all these people pissed off. We got all these Facebook group pages. Thousands and thousands of Facebook pages. With thousands and thousands of members. We have an army at our disposal here, motherfuckers. A fucking army at our disposal. With no organization whatsoever, though. No fucking clue. Just takes one fucking cell. Ask ISIS. Ask the Taliban. How to start. One fucking cell. One fucking group of people said, we need to change this shit. It's not right. I know that sounds like a crappy example, but it's really actually true. Without any fucking money, without any fucking backing, without any fucking prayer of being successful, a fucking group of towel heads, excuse me, I do call them towel heads because that's what they are in my opinion. A bunch of fucking Mid-Eastern fucking people who didn't have half the education of the upper tier of any group or city, any group in any city we have in this country, came together and figured out that if they got all their resources pulled together, they could do something incredible. Or in our opinion, something very, very bad. And I'm sure they thought the whole time they were putting it together that there's no way. No way. We've got these guys over here who hate America, but they don't have a, they have their viewpoints of why, and we have our viewpoints of why, and you had other groups that probably were sitting there saying, here's what we think the world should be, and this is what we think should be right and wrong, and this is what's been wrong against us. And you had all these other groups saying different fucking things, but guess what happened? They actually got together enough to actually form a terrorist group that actually performed a lot of terrors over the last 15 to 30 years and succeeded in actually doing what no other group in the Mideast have ever done. We're still scared shitless of them. There's still people who are on a plane, if they see somebody with a towel on their head, thinking this could be the end. That's scary. They're that scary. They've actually changed the way we live. And if you look at them as a group, yeah, a few of them are rich, yeah, a few of them have some money. But a lot of them are just guys on camels, pissed off about the way the world treated them. I know, shitty example. Real shitty example. But a very true example. If you want to make a change, it's there. It's always been there. Hunter Thompson gave you the fucking guidelines. If you want change, if you want truly to pull forth what you have inside you and make it happen, it's there. The edge is there. You just have to have the balls to actually do it. Am I asking for anarchy? Am I asking for bloodshed? No, I don't want a revolution with bloodshed. I'm with Anonymous on this. I want a blood less revolution. And the only way that can be done is numbers. Numbers. The saddest part about this whole fucking thing is we've already got the numbers. Over half the population of this country knows Donald Trump is wrong. And even those who voted for him know that he's wrong. They just voted against Hillary and the establishment. They didn't vote for Donald Trump. They voted against Hillary and the establishment. So they know it's wrong. So we have this huge mass of people who know the shit is wrong. And for some reason, we think we had to have a leader. Well, we had one. We had Bernie. But no. Couldn't back him. Which gives me the thought that it's not that we are misguided or just disorganized. Because if we weren't misguided, we were organized, Bernie Sanders would probably be the president of the United States right now. That's no doubt in my mind. If we were actually organized and not descended against each other, a no-brainer. No-brainer who should have led this country. That's the past. On to the future. You want change? I do too. You want hope? I do too. Are you just looking to actually have a chance to be better off in your life than you are now? No, everybody does. Do you think the system's working against you? Probably. The change you want is not what you voted for, Donald Trump fans. The change you want hasn't happened yet, but it now is starting. This is it. This is, as Bill Maher said, the resistance, and we are still here, not going anywhere. And I'm not going to spend the next 4 years pointing at all Donald Trump's mistakes and saying I told you so. I'm not going to spend the next 4 years saying things like, if I was in charge, this would be the way it should be. I'm not going to spend the next 4 years whining my ass off, okay? I got better things to do than that. Trump's in charge, let me in charge. What I'm focusing on is 2020. My vision is very clear, 2020. And 2020 starts fucking now. You want change? Do it. You want leaders who actually concern themselves with your problems? Do it. It's not like it's a fucking mystery here. This isn't a mystery science theater here. This is actual real fucking world problems going on, folks. We have situations where people are really in dire... You think you're in dire straits. Fuck, you don't know what the fuck happened with this election. And what other people who truly are now are in dire straits think. But, very simple. Movement equals numbers. And we have the numbers. I know we do. Now, how do I get you fuckers to get these numbers together? How do I get you fuckers to understand that you do have the numbers, that you do have the ability to change what's going on right now. That's easy. I want you to do this stupid little thing, this little fuck experiment. And if we have numbers, this is going to be a very successful experiment indeed. You take a pen and a piece of paper, and you get an address of your local representative, and you get an address of your local congressman, and you get an address of the President of the United States, and you write the same letter to each one. I'm watching you. That's what you say. I'm watching you. I'm listening to you. And I'm waiting. And I'm not happy with the result. I'm making my movement clear. You're out. And who's actually the person I want to be in will be in. I'm waiting. I'm watching. And I am involved.
Jordan fades back, swoosh, and that's the game!
Bright lights, Houston is hot tonight. Arabian sheiks and money up in the sky. Now I don't mind a bloodbath when I've got oil on my breath. 'Cause we'll see eye to eye. Houston is hot tonight. My brain's tired of the wind. Chicago winters just do me in. They got a moon man on the telephone. Project X, hey, Houston control. The bulls see eye to eye. Houston, it's like, what's happening? Houston is hot tonight. 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 Houston is hot tonight.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Well, I'm very pessimistic.
Well, Sweat, listen, is this your place? No. Okay, good.
What the hell are you doing?
Changing the world.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit. The boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
How may I help you, my brother? Look, I'm here because I can't stand what's happening in this community.
Yes.
Yeah, and somebody has to make a change.
Yes.
Now, brother, will you help me?
Yes. Whoa.
I wish I could. Damn it, man, I heard the People's Revolutionary Army was once 1,000 strong. Now what happened?
They got government jobs. Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
Armchair revolution.
Now, baby, you know the boy wasn't shit.
enlarging your world, mad world.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
Come on, don't bullshit me.